Blog Talk Radio.
Everyone, stop! The show's about to start.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Conduct Radio. Right now, we have me, Kai, we have BJ and Char on the line, and Logic is fashionably late. Tonight, we're continuing our discussion about can you emotionally cheat? So is there such a thing as emotionally cheating? We're also going to talk about 2 ways that I found out that people clean their eyeballs. So y'all are going to kind of be grossed out and I don't know, in awe, I guess. I don't know if that's the word for it, about what I'm going to bring up. And we're going to talk, I have a question for Logic about flat earthers. And then we're going to continue answering your questions.
Flat earth theory, okay.
I just have a question about it, that's all. So whenever he comes on, we can discuss that.
Exactly.
But,
okay.
Yeah, so that's going to be our show today. I also want to point out that we are going to be moving our podcast to actually get more listeners and more, how do I want to put it, more coverage. People can hear us better.
Exposure,
People
coverage.
People will be able to find us better. Exposure,
reach in many more places and get a lot more attention and feedback out there. Woo! I think it sounds like a fantastic.
Exactly. We'll be able to speak with you via chat during the show, everything like that. It'll make our show easier to get to, better to listen to. So we're actually moving to Spreaker. On October 19th will be our launch date on Spreaker. So you could actually find us on Spreaker, SPREAKER, wow, SPREAKER.com, and you just look for No Conduct Radio. We'll also have our new address on our website, noconduct.com, and on our Facebook page, No Conduct Radio. Everywhere you could just search No Conduct Radio, and you'll find us anywhere. So we'll have that up for you, but just mark it on your calendar, listeners. Starting October 19th, you're going to hear us on Spreaker, not on Blog Talk Radio anymore.
And we may be tempted to do a video, chat at some point, right, guys? Or live video chat, or a little more interaction with our listeners. How does that sound?
Well, we're still trying to get it on like Facebook Live. I just keep forgetting to even try it. Like, I've never used Facebook Live before. I know that sounds crazy, but I actually have never used Facebook.
I did actually do it. I have to admit, I did it twice. I was in Texas once. We were at a club or something, and it was actually easy. And I swear, I did nothing, and all these people were chiming in. So that was fun. I was just sitting there. Of course, I was having a drink. I was in a lounge. You guys don't, okay, I know I'm going to get some comments there.
Completely judging.
Yeah, I know. But my point is that would be one option. But also, even with Spreaker, we can also maybe bring our audience in some more intimate ways. So we can look into that. So
Spreaker is going to also put us on YouTube. We're going to be on iHeartRadio. So we're actually going to on iHeartRadio. Then Spreaker is going to put us on YouTube. They're going to put us on I forgot the name of that other platform. But either way, y'all have more information on that the closer it comes. So just know that our launch date on our new platform, I guess, it would be October 19th. So join us for that. We might have some giveaways on that day. You never know.
That's a great idea. Some surprises.
Don't forget
maybe
to join us on the 19th.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good.
If anybody could tell us how old Char really is, you have
to
put it in the
half
and
a good
the quarter
contest
and the
question,
three-quarters.
Right? That'd be a great contest question. It really would, because I still get every day. I still get 27, 32. I mean, no one ever gets close. Even though our listeners have been following us, some of them for years, but some of the new ones we can maybe trick them around a little bit. Like, we thought okay.
Well,
so
that wouldn't be fair though, because the other listeners who've listened to us all this time, they would know. We can't just
well,
do that to the new
if they
listeners.
have communication with the other listeners, they can text them and be like, that bee is old as, over there. I'm just kidding. she's got 4 toes in the grave. They could kind of interact with each other in that manner. That's not illegal. We could do that. We'll give them that pass. But, but actually, too, they can even have trivia questions about all of our hosts panel. So, to see how much they have been following and how much they know. What do you think, BJ?
Yeah, definitely. We'll figure out what we can do as a giveaway and what the questions will be. But probably on launch day, we'll probably have fun. We'll probably party it up and have our listeners chime in, do giveaways, stuff like that. So just stay tuned. Don't forget to join us.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, so let's get into the show. So what I wanted to talk about first is something I heard. And I'm going to post the disgusting video on our Facebook page, No Conduct Radio. But, so 2 things are, it's how people get their eyeballs cleaned. Now, personally, I thought you just clean your eyeball by, opening your eyes in some water and whatever's in your eyes will come out. Other than that, if you have dirt in your eyes, the lubrication in your eyes will take it out. But apparently, people aren't satisfied with your body working for itself. So there are 2 different ways that people clean their eyebrows. I'm going to actually start with the less queasy one. So if you can believe this is going to be the least queasy one. So the first one would be this Bosnian woman. Her name is Nana Hava. She licks people's eyeballs clean.
What?
So you just go to her.
Oh,
I can't even say this because I really want to throw up right now.
it's crazy.
So basically, you just go to her and tell her you want to clean your eyeballs, and she will lick your eyeballs clean.
Wow.
And people do state that they feel better, like they can see clearer after she licks their eyeballs. Personally, I'm kind of worried about germs, HIV, herpes, stuff like that. Those little things, but I don't know. Let me just read a little bit of it. I'm trying to keep my composure because this is disgusting. So Hava Celebic, or Nana Hava, as she is known to locals in her village in Bosnia and wherever the hell this place is, has supposedly cured 5,000 people using her unusual technique. She claims to be the only person in the world who possesses the ability to heal with her tongue, which makes the 10 euros she charges seem something of a bargain. So she charges you 10 euros, which I don't know how much that is. Can somebody look up how much that is in USD, American dollars, to lick your eyeball? Hava uses her tongue to remove pieces of lead, iron, cold, sawdust, and glass from the eyeball after sterilizing her mouth with alcohol. Screw that. Ew, they're showing it. Ah, my God, I can't look at this. Patients raise their eyelids so she can begin licking in search of a foreign body. I learned this from a woman who was also called Hava, she explains. Unfortunately, I cannot pass this to my descendants because my children are too disgusted to put their tongue on somebody's eyes, as they should be. I've been told that people will cut out my tongue when I die so the village can continue to treat people. Good God. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on our Facebook page so y'all could read it and have fun reading it.
10 years.
Okay, can I just say something? I totally missed that. I was having a mini argument with my boyfriend, and I am so sorry.
Did you say 10
While
euros?
we're on the air, really? Seriously?
Yeah, I did. He was on his way back to work, and we just had an argument. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh, sorry, I can't curse.
Well, 10 euros is
right.
$11. That was $11. Some change.
Oh, look, I won't even buy some food that costs $11 because I'm like, that's kind of cheap. I'm not. And you think I'm gonna have somebody lick my eyeball for $11?
Well, they'll be clean.
I could put water in it and it'll be clean. I could blink and my eye will clean itself.
That's actually not true. It depends on it. No, but it depends on if it's distilled water, if it's spring water, if it's water from the faucet,
Look,
if
woman.
it's filtered.
Look, woman. You hear me?
Oh.
I am not having some old woman that I don't know licked my freaking eyeball.
Right. Okay. I'm good with that one, too.
All right, so I'm actually posting that to our Facebook page right now. So the next one, okay, so this is really, I can't. So apparently there's this guy in China who, okay, so envision this. You go get your hair cut, right? You get your hair cut with a straight razor, and just as a side job, they'll actually clean your eyeball with said straight razor.
Wow.
So what it is
Is
they
this
call
overseas, Kai?
Huh?
By default, is this over? Are these both scenarios overseas? Well, of course,
China.
first one was.
Oh, of course, of course.
China.
So it's not an American custom. These are customs outside of our. Okay, got it. Woo.
Well, the
weird.
first woman was in Bosnia.
Okay.
So yeah. And the second person is in China.
Okay.
So in China, there is the practice of eye cleaning with the sharp blade. So it's that straight razor that they use to clean, like to shave your beard or shave you bald.
Right.
Something that I would be scared to even see coming at my neck if it
at
was
your
me
neck,
personally.
exactly. That's
yes,
what I'm thinking
these
too.
people do it on their eyes. They don't have any anesthesia, and they just watch this thing coming at their eye. Now they tell
and
you
how do we know
move.
that's getting clean at that point? I mean, who can
Dude,
prove that it's
are
clean
you
because you're
serious?
slicing off a layer?
I feel you. I so feel you. It's not even funny. So anyway, it's nicknamed knife blade eye cleaning. The practice of scraping a person's eyeballs and eyelids with sharp utensils has been part of the Chinese culture ever since ancient times. Now, it's not really a common custom anymore, so you can't really find somebody to do it. And it's usually the elderly Chinese people who still get it done.
Right, that are into keeping the custom alive, culture alive thing, and traditions and all that. Okay.
So let me see exactly how it's done. Hold on. So basically, if he's offering you a head shave, they'll also offer you an eye scrape for just, I don't know how much this is, RMB. So R as in Remy,
those are
M
rubies?
as in Mary, B as in Bob. Rubies? Is it rubies?
Yeah.
Rubies or
China?
No, they're not
like
rubies.
So listeners, or one of my hosts, tell me how much this is in USD. So it's RMB5, the number 5. So how much is that
5 RMB?
in American dollars, US dollars?
Right. What does that convert to?
Yeah, so many long-term clients line up to get their eyes cleaned every month. So the barber says, oh, my God, they're showing pictures of it.
It's like $3.
But it can't be hurting
$3?
that bad if they're doing. Oh, how do you know, BJ?
Okay, so check this out. So listen. So before he starts scraping away at his client's eyes, Lou rinses his sharp blade in the same water he uses to shave their heads. So it's not clean. All he does is rinse it off in dirty water.
Oh,
my God.
Too much.
He holds their eyes open with his left hand while using the right one to guide the knife back and forth on the inside of their lids and then on the eyeball.
Let's see. It's 3 RMBs. Let's see. Last time, this should be.
Yeah.
No,
he then grabs a metal rod.
Like 45,
hold on.
It's like 45 cents. Yeah, 45 cents.
Oh, my God. 45 cents? That's even worse. He then grabs a metal
BJ, are you sure
rod.
about this conversion?
Yeah, I was in China for a month. I should know. I know.
You know what you're right, Mr.
Is there any way
International
that I can finish
Traveler.
the story, or are we going to talk about
Jet
conversions
setter was
here?
I thinking. Well, I'm not the only jet setter on board.
I'm just asking. I don't know. Can I? Is it
Good
okay?
Lord.
I'm pretty sure our listeners want to hear this. Good Lord. All right. He then grabs a metal rod, inserts it under the person's upper eyelid, and slides it left and right like a windshield wiper. He repeats the process for the lower eyelid, and when he's done, Lou moves to the other eye. The whole eye scraping process takes about 5 minutes, and by the end, the client's eye is streaming with tears.
I guess so.
55-year-old Peng, one of the barber's most loyal customers, says he doesn't dare move a muscle while Lou is working his magic, but that afterwards his eyes feel much better. God. So they're saying
he wouldn't dare move a muscle. Yeah, he don't want to get all sliced up.
God, I can't look at this. And it says, and if plunging sharp tools inside someone's eye socket wasn't dangerous enough, there's also the issue of improper hygiene. Lou uses the same knife for all of his services, haircuts, shaves, and eye scraping. And the rod is used for several clients during the day, as he only disinfects his tools at night. But the only way
education is powerful. That's all I can say.
He just leaves them in a bowl of alcohol.
It's probably Henny. So education is powerful, people. The more you know, the less you do to harm other people and infect them with diseases and put them at risk.
I mean, and if y'all want to see it, listeners, I'm posting this to our Facebook page, No Conduct Radio. I can't. And it actually
we have
shows
any listeners that really want to see that? I'm going to have to question what kind of listenership you have out there. I'm just joking, because apparently it's something that's
well, it's licking the eyebrows, and it shows these people getting their eyeballs cleaned with the razor. And I can't look at this anymore because my eyes are starting to water. This is just...
Well, they didn't say if it hurt. They just know that it was dangerous or scary.
Of course you know it hurts. Are you serious?
Well, the one gentleman said he wouldn't dare move, but I thought he meant so he doesn't go blind.
Dude, you have a razor blade in your eyeball.
And there was no anesthesia,
Don't you think
right?
It hurts? If you just get a piece of hair, an eyelash in your eyeball, that irritates the crap out of you.
Yeah, I can't stand a piece of hair. Nope.
Okay, now you have a razor blade in there. You don't think it'll hurt?
Right.
Good God. No.
But
well, it's up there for y'all to see, people.
Would you say?
Oh
wow! Is that logic? Hello. When did you make your grand entrance? I never even knew you had joined us.
While I was reading the articles. Go ahead, Logic. What was your question?
Multitasking. Okay.
I said, would you, because of hearing that, there would be a lot of people that would say, see those people over there, they're backwards, they're, blah, 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 but you don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, wherever he is doing this, they can't be too modern, because we used to do crazy stuff in this country until we realized, oh, that's crazy, and then we did something different. You know what I mean? Like if you look at what dentistry was back in the 30s and 40s, it would make you like cringe if they would do.
But that's why I said education is powerful, but I was wrong. It's not just education, it's technology and the introduction of technology, and it's also resources.
Well, not even that. It's also, if a person is ignorant to the fact that something else exists, then that's also a major factor. Like, when you hear people talking about, I heard this person talking, and they were talking about, I think it was either Afghanistan or it could have been Iraq or something like that, or Syria. It might be Saudi Arabia, but they were like, yeah, they're totally backwards there anyway. They need to step into the 21st century and blah, blah, blah. And to me, it was like, well, their culture is different.
Right.
Our culture, we may, celebrate women that run around and, I don't know, own their own businesses, or they walk out the house half naked, and we say, oh, it's her right to blah, blah, blah. But there's some countries where there's a specific standard of the way that you're supposed to act. Even if it's not even just focused on women, it could be men too. Like men are not supposed to blah blah blah. So my thing is, at what point do you fall back and say, okay, well, their culture is different. It's just something that I couldn't take part of. I don't know why people are quick to say, oh, those people are backwards. According to who?
Well, I mean, just like back in the day.
Who's to say that's right? Who's right, though? Who's really right? Who's to say that you're not right with what you do?
Well, I was going to say, it's like back in the day, what the English people came here and called the Native American savages. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the Native American looked at the English and was like, these people are savages. They're cutting down all the trees, So it's just eye of the beholder type of thing.
Yeah, but you have to admit, with less technology and less education and introduction of technology, you really do suffer more because you have less available to you, and therefore there's an opportunity for infections, death, whatever it is, or humiliation, or just being confused and just not really, having the fair experience of whatever it is you're supposed to be doing. I mean, there's so many other options of anything in life to where you don't have to be butchered and manipulated or mutilated, I meant to say, and butchered. So there's always other options.
But
if you don't know, you don't
but
know.
They probably don't think it's suffering. Like those Chinese people who get their eyeballs scraped, they probably think we're backwards, that we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and if it hurts, it's just a consequence of what that particular, I don't know. I can't say.
Don't
just
they say
the culture
pain
is
beauty, beauty is pain, something like that?
Yeah. Well, beauty's always been pain. It still hurts to get a Brazilian wax.
That's one thing I would love to talk to you women about, because I don't know how you do that. No. Why? What? All that pain? So you wax down there, you wax your legs. Some people wax their armpits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to be honest. I've never had a Brazilian. I've always wanted one. I've always meant to get one because Brazilians are only for people who have other people who are visiting the nether region back there, that back door. So if you don't have any business back there, why am I even getting a Brazilian anyway? So I've never actually received one, but I'm familiar with. That's the only reason I can imagine why people even want to remove the hair in that area, is you have something going on. You're a little busy back there. So I kind of focus on my legs.
I didn't know it was two different things.
So wait a minute. Just so we can understand.
Yeah.
You walk around with a hairy ass. Is that what you say?
Exactly. I walk around with a hairy ass until I feel a reason to reverse that. Okay? I'm not going to go through that procedure and that discomfort and I'm not going to say humiliation. But I'll say I'm not going to go through that until I feel like you have a reason to be back there like that. Looking around.
You're talking about the discomfort and
Oh
humiliation, but my thing is, what's the difference if you're doing the front?
No, it's a huge difference. We're talking about that other area. Are you kidding? The front is natural. If you want to I do keep that, and I keep that
Watch that part goes.
breezy. I keep that clean and breezy. Not always.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that hurts too, and is it not humiliating to have somebody there?
It's not quite as sensitive as the back, but that thing, the hole and all that. I'm trying not to get all graphic, but that's not normal or natural. But the front, not so unnatural. That's not so unnatural.
She got a thick
Why
front.
can't you just shave?
I do actually. You know what, Tarzan? Where are you?
Hairs out.
Okay. Are you talking about the back door or the front door?
The front. Why don't you just shave?
No, I use cream. I do. What I do is better than what most women do.
I bet you do.
I do. I know. I use cream, and that way you get underneath everything. You don't miss a crevice. It's perfect. And I leave a long, silky piece right in the middle, and it just automatically grows that way, and I leave it right
we
there.
didn't need to know all of that. Good God.
Okay, well, now you do.
I told you.
Lord have mercy.
I told you. Watch where it goes.
Details do tell.
I told you.
Details.
Man.
We didn't ask
but
all that.
Like I said,
God.
I haven't made it to the other area because I don't have a reason to get all that, crumps yet. I'm sure I will.
But I thought you weren't supposed to be using cream down there. I thought it specifically says don't use this in that area.
No, not anywhere in the package. I mean, no, not at all. It doesn't say that. Not at all. You actually can't. I mean, don't put it right in the most sensitive area. You can go on the sides and around, but you don't go right on that. No, I avoid that at all costs. But it's perfect though. It's just perfect. It's not just for your legs. Nair. Okay, we just give a plug.
I'm glad I'm not a hairy person, so I don't even have to.
We just give a plug in for Nair. Like 1,000 people are going to go buy Nair now.
But I really
could you imagine?
Yes.
Wow. Could you imagine, BJ, could you imagine being her dude and she's on the radio right now?
Oh my God! Did you know? I know, right? Like, yo, are you kidding?
Can you imagine the anguish that you would feel?
It's like, damn.
Why do you think I waited until he just left again? Why do you think I waited until he just walked back out like 15 minutes ago? You can't hear me.
I swear, as much as girls mess with guys and claim that they have more common sense. They really have no idea the psychology of men because of the things that they do and say. You don't understand dudes. For you to do that, like, that was just like, I just waited for him to leave. You don't understand men.
Nonchalant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't do anything. I just kept it real and kept it gangster. He knows exactly what I do.
BJ and Logic.
I'm sure he would be proud of me. Yeah, my girl keeps it clean down there. So what? I'm glad I did.
BJ and Logic, what does that do to, as men, what does that do to you if it was your girl speaking as she's speaking?
First of all, disrespectful and embarrassing. You know?
No, it's not.
It's not that it's embarrassing. Women need to understand.
How in the world is it disrespectful and embarrassing? I didn't even say specifically any particular parts. I was talking around that.
Yes, you did.
If you heard me.
I
was talking around that. I kept saying,
I
never said asshole. I never said that. I tried my best not to, but there you go, asshole.
This is not Sesame Street. Come on. Oh, my God.
Now y'all got it. Okay, good. Just so
what
I didn't
the hell
stutter.
is the difference? That's my question.
I didn't say that. I just talked around it. People get Brazilians every day.
Char.
It's on the paper. It's on the internet.
Char, hold on. Let me tell you. This is
it's not X-rated.
This is what you basically said. You don't wax or use lotion on your butt area, but you do on your front. So you're perfectly hairless there, except for a long silky strip. So you basically told us exactly what it looks like down there.
Well, good. Now y'all know I have beautiful hair texture.
Or anything like that.
Now y'all know I have
a
beautiful hair texture. So don't hate, congratulate. It's not nappy. I know a lot of girls that have cornbread knots down there, so I don't have cornbread knots.
The point is,
be honest, guys. You can't stand when you go down there and a girl has cornbread knots and it looked like kernels of corn all separated in little peas. Don't even tell me you haven't seen that.
I've never even thought about if a girl's hair texture on her head looks the same as down there. Are you serious?
No, I'm not saying that on her head. I'm just talking about the texture down there. I'm just saying, men have seen that. Just like some women don't like. Okay, let me say this. Let me reverse it.
Wait. You're going off into left field right now. Bring it back to explain to what Logic and BJ were talking about. So, what I'm saying is, without getting graphic, you still told us exactly what you look like down there. So what
okay, why are we not a little more graphic? It's called no conduct.
Finished.
It's no conduct, right?
I'm not finished. So what Logic and BJ are saying, as a man, to them, that's disrespectful. Like if you were their girl, that's disrespectful to your man, and that's embarrassing to them. That's what they were saying.
I'm a radio host. It's entertainment. So get over it. It's entertainment. If they don't want to be entertained, they wouldn't listen. He knows what I do.
What?
It's
not about
only one
them.
aspect of entertainment.
But you just said you wait till you.
And I didn't mention his name.
Hold on. Everybody stop. Everybody stop.
Let
me try one more time. It's not about Logic, BJ, or any of our listeners being embarrassed. They're saying your dude. That's embarrassing for the girl of that dude to be talking like that.
No, actually it's not, because I didn't say his name whatsoever. Didn't even mention. I didn't mention anything about him.
But you said he left the room before you said something, right? He left the room. He wasn't there, right? He wasn't in the room, right?
No, I just said. Well, he had left the room. He's been gone for 20 minutes. Yeah, I knew that.
All right, so and then you started talking freely, right? All right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I missed you there, but it doesn't matter. It's entertainment, and I'm going to say whatever is on my mind. That's why it's called no conduct.
Okay,
we're not called keepitproperradio.com. No, it's not that.
Let me ask you this: where do you feel the boundaries are in a relationship where you keep certain things private? Where do you feel that boundary?
Okay, if I'm an actress, so if I were on television doing a love scene, is that private?
Oh my God.
Your coochie is not going to be. Your coochie is not going to be on the camera.
I'm still fucking somebody on the actual TV. How in the world is that not private? How is that not private? That's open for millions of people, Logic. So what's the difference? That it's entertainment. It wasn't me as a character.
If you listen for a minute, I've actually done film before. Those love scenes, there is nothing romantic about it when you're shooting it. It's technical, completely technical. There is, and a lot of the times there's a barrier in between.
There's like 100 people there, and I know it's technical logic. We're talking about the illusion. The illusion is
but
you know what they're doing.
Wait.
And that's what it looks like. And the illusion of everything I described was only just a slight description without saying specifically what it was. It's the same thing. And it was all in the name of entertainment. That's the same thing.
What I'm saying is, if you're talking about a conventional actor, there is no boundary being crossed, because they're just acting as if they're doing something. That's not actually happening. Now, if you want to talk about these adult movie people that do that, then
no, we're
I would
not
agree.
talking about that. I just gave a comparison.
I know. I'm making an example.
In media, whether it's
Char,
in visual media or audio media,
listen,
it's
I'm
still
giving
entertainment. So there is no difference. You cannot convince anybody of that. Sorry, you're not going to win that argument, Logic.
Listen, there is no winning
you're
when we're having a conversation.
You're dismissed on that. Sorry.
I'm trying to bridge a gap for you, and you are refusing to open your mind.
There is no gap to bridge because there's no gap there. Again,
I want to hear what he has to say.
If I were on television, if I was in a movie and I'm having a screwing scene and it gets real raunchy, and I'm talking about just regular television, there's no difference between that and me giving a verbal description.
No, because our listeners are asking her to stop so they can hear you. They want to hear you.
They want to
hear your point. Logic. We want to hear his point. You're not letting him even get his point across. We all want to hear his point. So let him finish, and then you can do your rebuttal. Logic, what were you saying?
The point that I was making is, if you're in a relationship, there's things that you keep private. There's certain lines that you don't cross. In her example of movie, intimacy, that's all simulated. It's not real. I mean, there's nothing you can really do about thinking about a kiss. But when it comes to the sex, it's not happening. Half the time, like I said, there's a barrier. It's a very technical thing. It's lighting. It's nothing romantic about it. Strippers, porn stars, or whatever, that's an anomaly to me. I could not understand anybody that would marry a porn star or a stripper. That's just beyond my scope to grasp. But there is a line that's not being crossed. But if a dude is with you, and this is what women need to get over, have a problem with, the psychology of men, if you're with a woman, that woman to you is yours. So if somebody tries to violate that space, that's when men usually step up. Like, so if a dude is trying to talk to her, or somebody's doing something to her, that is the same, that place in a guy that feels like this blood is the same place where he defends her. He sacrifices whatever he has to sacrifice to ease her suffering, if it's money or problems or whatever the case may be. So that's just the average psychology of men. So if you go on a public forum or anywhere else and you start describing your body or getting into details of what you like to do sexually, and stuff like that, and like dudes feel violated.
Okay, you know what? I'm over this kumbaya moment. Okay, we are on a radio show. It's 100% entertainment. You guys don't know if I was telling the truth or not. And once again, it is entertainment, and it's called no conduct. So we are not here to be proper and respectful. We say what is on our mind, and that's exactly what I did, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. And I'm sure that anyone who understands that concept would get it.
You help ratings. I'm good for it, but they're just explaining what your dude's feeling. That's it.
No,
or what he could possibly be feeling.
With that. Has nothing to do with that. Again, if my man was sitting here watching TV with me and I was screwing somebody's brains out on camera in that scene, it gives more than the illusion of that. In fact, there are several actors who admitted that they actually did it. Right there for real. I know I'm an actress. I know that most of the time they don't, but there's always that chance. So all I'm saying is this. There's no difference between them giving that entertainment and illusion on camera visually or if I'm doing it audibly over the radio. It's still media, and it's still entertainment. That's not my job to be proper. I'm not a librarian. I'm not a school teacher. It's entertainment, people. So let's move right on and segue into something else. Thank you.
Well, if that's the case, why did you have to wait for him to leave the room?
Exactly.
Why do I have to wait for what?
Why did you have to wait for him to leave the room?
No. I didn't wait for him to leave the room. It just so happened that he left 20 minutes ago.
No,
we didn't start the conversation until after that. I just said he's not here. I said he's not here. He happened to go back to work 20 minutes ago.
I can talk
No. We did not even bring that up. In fact, when he left, we were just doing our hellos. You weren't even on here, Logic. When he left, you hadn't even said hello. You hadn't even made your introduction. You were late.
Char.
You were late. So why were you late? You want to explain that?
All right.
You have a teacher's note? I want to know why you were late because you weren't on that.
So, Char, you have a message. So this listener thought that Nair was just for legs.
No, not at all. You can actually use it wherever it works for you, honey.
So, listener,
it's absolutely not just
listener,
under
you
the arm.
try it on your hoo-ha and then come back and tell us what happened.
No, who, the listener or me? Because that's why I use it. I just don't. I mean, I'm just saying. I've always wanted a Brazilian. Is how it started. I've always wanted one, but I've never been brave enough, or I've never felt like I had enough of a reason. But I know it's very popular.
So
that's how it started. But
why did you always want one? Why did you always want one?
Because it's smoother. Just in case that intimate moment happens, you want to be ready. That's why ladies get Brazilians every day.
So you're ready to slam in the booty. Okay, just want to make a check point.
Well, no. Oh, see, now you guys just said I was graphic. No, really, BJ? That's just as graphic. What's the difference?
That's all you said.
He just said get slammed in the booty. How do you know I was talking about that?
All it is.
I could have been talking about them just exploring around there. I didn't say anything was being penetrated.
That's all it is.
No, I didn't say anything was being penetrated. They could just be exploring, but I don't want to be uncomfortable, and I don't want to look like an idiot when there's Tarzan in the jungle staring back at them in that area.
Moment. What? Okay.
Yeah, it's an intimate moment.
Okay.
I'm not thinking. You guys don't even go there. If you really get to know people, you get to know all of them.
They're not about to be the test dummy and try that. Char, you win this one. That's what they said.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'll take Char's word for it because I thought that I heard that you're not supposed to use it down there, so I'll just take Char's word for it.
It's perfectly fine. Just be conscious and be smart. Obviously, use common sense and don't put it right there. But everything that grows, because obviously hair doesn't grow right there. Now that I think about it, it grows around it. That's where I use it, around it. That's my whole point. But anywho, when you're in a relationship, this is all I'm saying, guys, if you can just stay with me for just a moment. When you're in a relationship and you really, really, really move to that next level where you really are getting to know each other and you're exploring each other's bodies, you don't want anything to be off limits or you don't want to be uncomfortable where they can't just explore wherever they feel they would like to be introduced to or get to know you better in whatever area, whether it's your toes or or the other areas. So that's why
I'm saying. How do you go from your toes to your body?
Well, I'm just trying to think of your body. That's,
she must have hairy ass. Damn.
I'm trying to think of what's not exposed. Okay, what's not exposed?
She must be side-watch. Hairy ass side-watch.
Whatever's not exposed, but you don't want to feel like your man can or your woman can just have access to all of you. That's what I'm trying to say. And that would make me uncomfortable if I knew that, it's a big hairy bush going on. It just would be gross. I mean, it's kind of gross anyway when you think about it, but I'm just saying. But if you love someone, you don't look at it like that.
So, Char, I guess you're right. A listener went and read the Nair bottle. They have Nair. They only use it on their legs. But they went and read the bottle, and it says that you can use it on the bikini area and the butt area.
Thank you. Thank you, listener.
Wow.
I'm not so disgusting after all, guys.
Yeah, thanks, because I thought you couldn't. I thought that you couldn't. So
I'm not being disrespectful either.
Yeah, it's freaky.
Y'all did. You and Logic did. Y'all did say that.
Logic and BJ, let me put it this way.
What?
It's based on her dude. If her dude feels it's disrespectful, then I guess it would be considered disrespectful. And if he's all for it, then hey, He likes it. I love it. Whatever.
Hey, he wasn't in the room to defend himself, so I can't, you know.
You guys, trust me. Trust and believe. I have always been open and very expressive, and that's one reason he likes me, because I'm so down to earth, and I don't. And not to mention, like I said, it's entertainment. Now, we were sitting there having a conversation with friends. I'll be honest with you guys. If we were having a conversation at dinner with friends, or let's say at home watching movies with popcorn with our friends or family or whatever, that would be off limits. Would everyone agree? That entire conversation. But we are on the radio where it's media and entertainment. That's what changes that aspect.
You're contradicting yourself.
No, absolutely not. This is media and entertainment. That is entirely separate from my personal life outside of radio.
Let's wrap it up this way. I would just say that me personally, I wouldn't want to be with no girl that thinks that in order for her to be entertaining, she has to be raunchy. And the
what is that supposed to mean? I don't have to be raunchy to be entertaining. I just call it keeping it real. We were talking about shaving or talking about that area. So how are you going to try to say, I don't have to talk raunchy to anybody, Logic, so don't say that.
I'm not talking about you.
Even generally speaking, you're using me as a scenario. That's the only reason you brought it up.
Why would you automatically assume that I'm talking about you?
You're bringing it up because of that situation. How dare you? I just told you I don't have to be raunchy to be entertaining. First of all, no, that's not what you're saying. I'm saying I could be whatever to be entertaining. Look at Howard Stern. Was he raunchy?
How dare you? But a minute ago, she's describing her coochie on the radio.
No, I'm saying, how dare you tell me that I don't have to be raunchy. I wouldn't be with the girl that has to be raunchy to be entertainer. Howard Stern was raunchy for a reason, because he was a radio host, and it was a no conduct type of show, and that's why Howard Stern
in my opinion,
is the number one radio host that ever existed.
Any woman that would get with a radio host that constantly interviews porn stars to get them to be butt naked in his studio, she's an idiot. If that's
I agree with that, but we're talking about one isolated conversation about shaving, for crying out loud.
You can be entertaining.
We're not talking about porn or anything. This is not per se.
In my opinion, if there's a woman that only feels the way she's interesting and entertaining is for her to be sexually explicit in some way, I wouldn't want to be with that kind of girl.
Well, good for you, Logic, because guess what, Logic? I have never had a guy say that to me because they don't have a reason to, because I'm not that way. That has nothing to do with anything. There's nothing to do with the price of tea in China. We are not talking about that.
So
you're trying to say that I have to be raunchy to be entertaining? Is that what you're trying to say? Yes, you are, and that is sexual.
I'm not talking about you, Char.
You just said it again.
I said
thank God
again?
For radio playback.
Well, Char, I actually have a comment for you. This listener said, this is the same chick who let her friend explore her girly parts while painting their nails or toes.
Wow.
So what? I was 24. I was hot as ever. I'm still beautiful, but dang, was I fine back then. Okay? So whatever. I was young and whatever. Just cute, and we did it. People do it every day for whatever reason.
You're not understanding where they're coming from.
Well, I was more than cute. Like I said, I was fun.
But nobody's talking about if you were cute or
Actually,
fun.
no, that's not true. I'm still fine, but my point is I was young and breezy. So I can do whatever the hell I want. Young people do things. So what?
You ate that cake and
So what? Girls paint each other's nails. That's why they have slumber parties. I was young. That's what you do when you're younger. I didn't say when I was 50. I didn't say that.
Have y'all ever talked to somebody who's just like the point just goes clear over their head?
Yes,
Where
I have.
That sound clip?
I
know.
His name is Logic.
This is a typical conversation between a man and a woman when they start.
Man and woman. Yep.
Because a girl gets into sometimes, not all girls, but some girls get into a frenzy where they can't. That logic starts going out of the window, and then they keep repeating the thought of what they thought you were trying to say. She still can't let it go that I wasn't talking about her. She's still going on that locomotion.
You know what? Like you tell me, Logic, stand in my own truth. You'll tell me, oh, you're just not being truthful. You're not being truthful. You know exactly you were talking to me. It's okay.
And that's another thing. That's another thing you'll hear from that type of girl where she says she has her own specific truth, where it doesn't evolve.
I've never heard that. Are you serious?
Reality. I have my truth.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Kai, logic says that to me to be
Logic,
truthful.
you heard that
People
before?
say stand in your own truth. Well, I'm being truthful.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have never heard that, because if somebody ever told me that before, I'd be like, what? Your truth?
Mm-hmm.
There's only the truth. There's
no
such thing
there
as
is no
my
truth. No. There is no
the logic.
truth
That's what
with
he
those
says,
type
is
of
to
people.
be truthful.
Yep.
I need you to be truthful or stand in your own truth or whatever the hell he says. Logic, you've said that so many times to me, and I'm just bouncing it right back off to you. That's
she's
why
offended,
I said it.
and she doesn't even know what I said. She does not even know what I said. She's offended. Do you see why women get choked and thrown down a flight of stairs, and then they call the cops and say, "Oh my God, he hit me," and the cops come and put a knee in your back? They're not.
Well, I've never been
like,
choked for that reason, so you're wrong there. At least
this comedian Bill Burr said it the best. He said, when somebody calls the cops and say, "I got bit by a snake," there's usually questions. What were you doing to it? Were you messing with it? Were you poking it with a stick? How did you get it? Like, they have a question of how you got to the point where you got bit. It's the same thing with a house that burns down. The fire department just doesn't come, puts it out, and says, "All right, have a good one," and leave. They sift through the debris and figure out, did you set this fire? How did this start? Oh, we got some electrical wires here. This might have been. There is an investigation of how it led to the fire. But when it comes to domestic violence, all they know is, "Oh, he hit me," and there's never a reason ever to hit a woman. And they never ask, what was she doing? Did she hit him first? Did she block his egress from leaving the apartment because he didn't want to hit her? Did she point him in the middle of his forehead, which is technically assault? You know, there's a lot of things that lead up to that. Not saying that dudes should be going around choking and punching chicks, but I'm saying the belligerence that you just witnessed from her, she does not even know what I said, and she's still sitting here putting this kind of fight up. For what? Wow.
No, I'm not. I'm sitting here eating instant vanilla pudding with whipped cream. That's what I'm doing. I'm not sitting here trying to figure out what the heck he said.
My thing is, it's not only that. You didn't get what the listener was saying. The listener was not saying that, you know, you did this because you were hot or you were hot, you were young, you're having fun. That's not even what the listener was saying. The listener was commenting on you saying that you are not raunchy and all that other stuff. And then the listener said, this coming from, what was this? Let me go back up to that message. This is the same chick who let her friend explore her girly parts while painting her nails or toes and told us this story. Hence the raunchy. So you are.
I get their comment. I get their comment, but guess what, listener? It's completely isolated. It has nothing to do with the price of tea in China or the fact that we were talking about a Brazilian wax. Next.
Wait, why didn't you say how dare you, Char?
How dare you?
BJ, are we on our own island right now? Because I thought it all connected. I thought it all connected because we were discussing how you shouldn't talk like this and how it is raunchy.
Crazy.
Well, she said it wasn't raunchy, and then she comes back and says,
"No, it is raunchy to have some women lick my nether regions or the girly parts or the whatever." I heard some sunflower things. Some
so it
different
is raunchy, but just 5 seconds
ago
she said she doesn't talk
It is
raunchy.
raunchy, but guess what? You asked the question. Has anyone ever had a sexual encounter with the opposite sex? And guess what, listener? I gave my own truth and said, yes, I did. So you cannot shoot me for being honest about a question that you asked her.
Just to
that's why I said it's not related. It wasn't like I just blurted it out. You guys, we were not talking about the war. We were not talking about. We were not talking. Let me say this. We were not talking about the flood in Puerto Rico. And all of a sudden I said, "Oh, some girl licked my twat." We were not talking about the flood in Puerto Rico last week. And I said some girl licked my twat. That's why I'm saying it's unrelated.
Don't have a problem with
Puerto Rico.
My point is to the listener. That was to the listener. That was to the listener. I said it's unrelated because we were not talking about something very random.
My God.
That
this
has
train
nothing. Like,
is
do you
on
eat
a
Captain Crunch for
non-stop
breakfast or do you eat Cheerios? Kai asked us, have we ever had a sexual encounter with the opposite sex?
I want to get off.
Kai, did you not ask if we had a sexual encounter with the opposite sex? That's why I said it's unrelated. I answered your question. I did not go off on a tangent on my own. Randomly, we're talking about Captain Crunch, and I said, I used to paint my toenails with this pretty girl, and we hit each other when I was 24, and I was hot. That's not what happened.
Jump down.
Look out.
Take a chance.
You're by yourself.
I'll just
Are y'all
leave my
ready?
bag.
Jump down. Jump down.
But you don't even have to come to a complete stop. Just slow down enough.
No, don't. You can
do MacGyver roll.
I'm just getting off right now. No, keep going.
MacGyver roll. Yeah. Tuck and roll.
Go.
But you guys got to rewind that playback for sure. That's too funny.
What was
I don't even know what the heck we
again,
said.
because I don't think I'm going to take it again. I think I'll take a cab next time.
Man.
Oh,
Char
my
train.
gosh, my
Char
head.
train. Non-stop. Char train. Ticket.
Logic.
Rocket
Yes.
Logic.
Rocket beat.
Yes. Yes, I'm here.
It's like my daddy always said.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I can't. I don't know how to continue the show after this one. I really don't know where to go with this.
It's usually after a rant like that, you hear somebody in the far side of the room just cough.
Mama always told me there'd be days like this.
No, my mom never told me there would be days like this.
It's a pin drop. What are you talking about?
Can't we talk about eyeballs being scraped again?
You've been drinking?
No. Well, 10 beers.
Oh my God.
Because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high.
Well, she's on a roll.
I don't know what else to do. I don't know where to go after this
Mr.
conversation.
DJ. Play my favorite little sound effect.
Wow.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right. Well, yeah, moving along to our regularly scheduled program, people.
So now that we finished with that, can anybody tell me where this conversation was going?
We don't have a clue. It wasn't even a segue. It just took its own life. It went from bikini wax to Brazilian wax to woo.
What's off.
Oh my God. All right, so we're going to discuss what we were supposed to be discussing. Is there such a thing as emotional cheating? Apparently, according to Char, because if she could talk about the silky piece on her hoo-ha and not having her butthole waxed, there is no such thing as emotional cheating because, hey, screw it, right? Wow.
No, I disagree. There is such thing as emotional cheating, but outside of entertainment, if it was my personal life. No, you guys have to separate. We have to separate it. You guys, see, that's the problem. That's the problem the whole panel has. You're not being fair. All of you know this is entertainment, so the listeners will never know what's real and what's not real. Some of what we say is absolutely real, and some of what we all say is absolutely not. That's why it's called entertainment. But when it comes to my personal life, honest to God, there is emotional cheating. I would never discuss something like that. Let's say with a male friend, right? Let's just say a male friend brought it up. I don't know why. That would be emotional cheating, in my opinion, because it's way too personal and too intimate in my personal life to be discussing with anyone else. Outside of my man. There we go. Yeah. You don't agree with me? That conversation would not be appropriate with someone else outside of my entertainment life, okay, and position as a host. Are you kidding me? If I was talking to someone else, that is too personal, but now it's not if I'm on the radio because that's the kind of show we have.
Because, talking to somebody else one-on-one as opposed to talking to 5,500 people,
I don't care. That's why it's called media. That's why it's called media. It means masses. Oh my God, are you serious? Anywho, if it was let's say it was an ex or some guy that has a crush on me at work, and I was having that conversation about the neither region and the cream and the no cream and the Brazilian and hair and the butthole and all that. I feel like that would be emotional cheating 100%. I just do.
So
I would hope that
my
dude's not going to have that
never,
conversation.
ever touch you ever. It didn't matter if you were the last person on earth. Like me.
Well, he should be glad. Whatever man should be glad if I'm clean down there. Wait, what? Any man should be happy that I'm clean in that area anyway.
Leave it. Don't leave it because she didn't listen. So that's leave it alone.
I want that replay.
No.
She go crazy. She'll go crazy.
If
it's
you were
clean
talking to
as a
somebody
whistle.
like that,
I wish I knew how to whistle.
If you were talking to somebody like that, that would be okay for you to have that conversation?
For real.
If
but
they,
not this
if
one.
they never
I want to
would
hear
touch
it
you
again,
ever.
Logic.
No, you don't.
No, you pushing it.
No, you pushing that.
Would y'all think
Sure.
Char will have a meltdown if she knows that there's one person on the face of the earth that doesn't want her? Do you think she'll have a meltdown?
I don't know.
I'm sure there's a few more people than on the face of the earth that don't want me more than one. I'm sure there is, but guess what? I don't care. Don't care. There's plenty more that do.
That's not what I want you to focus on. So you're saying if you had that kind of conversation with that person,
right,
that would be okay?
No, I just said, are you not? You know what? When was the last time you had an ear candling? Oh my God, are you serious? Please clean the wax out your ears. You guys, it's an ancient East Indian ritual that cleans the wax out from the deepest region of your ears. You stick a candle over your ears, the wax drips in, it gets all that gook out. You can't hear very well, sir. I said, if I had that conversation with anyone else outside of media or entertainment, I just said, if I had that conversation, it would be completely disrespectful. It would be completely emotional cheating with anyone else, especially someone who, because the whole conversation of cheating is when you're usually talking to someone else intimately outside of your man or your woman. So if it was a man and I was having that conversation outside of, I said, media and entertainment, and it was personal and intimate, I feel like it would be emotional cheating. I just said yes. Logic, why did you say you thought I said no?
Well, actually, in your case,
I said yes.
If it's a man or a woman. In your case.
Okay, well,
right?
Hey, well, no, because I don't have a girlfriend, Kai. I have friend girls. I don't have a girlfriend. I have a boyfriend.
No, but it's
That's not so.
It's as simple as me coming over there and massaging your bottom of your foot, and we're going, kids, let's get it on. Baby. Right? No?
Pictorial.
If that were the case. But that didn't turn into anything. She had a boyfriend. And by the way, may I add, he beat the crap out of her and put her in the hospital for 2 weeks. But my man, on the other hand, my husband at the time, was all turned on.
After you ate the cake, you beat it up?
Yeah, that was in part 2. I didn't tell you guys that update.
I thought we were on a different train.
We was.
You told me this was the correct train. We're back on the crazy train.
No, because Kai just brought up the nail polish girl again. I'm just saying. Just so everybody knows, the update was, no, I never saw her again. I'm not emotionally cheating with her or anyone else because it was nothing. It was one night. Her boyfriend beat the crap out of her, broke a few bones. She ended up in the hospital. I'm not making this up.
Okay,
she ended up in the hospital for 2 weeks.
My point is, Char, how we got back on this crazy chain somehow.
Because you just said, or a girl, like that you're polishing your nails with.
Or girl,
you just said
guy
that.
or girl in your case. You then rebutted with, it was one night and her man was beating her. What the hell did that have to do with anything?
You just said if it's a guy or a girl, in your case, you're polishing your nails and you decide to start doing whatever. You just said it. And I'm like, no, let me correct you. That was a long time ago. It's not anyone that I'm cheating on at this moment except for a man.
Who has a girl like this. Feel free to call in 607-203-5378.
The nail polish brought back up the other incident.
How you get through your relationship without jumping off a balcony and killing yourself. 607-203-5378.
I get through.
Yeah, you'll get through. I'm talking about the person that has to be with somebody like you. Lord,
trust me. They're just fine.
If I was
they're
your
just
dude,
fine.
And I felt for some reason I had to be with you. Like there was no other option. I just had to be with you.
Well, that's generally how it goes, Kai. They always feel
like
I would have
what
a
happens,
room. I would have like
happens?
A block-out room. I would have to go in this room every night and it's just soundproof. I have to lock it from the inside so she can't come in. Oh, my God.
Actually, Kai, to be honest with you, I proposed the idea of separate rooms, and he shut it down. So
and he leaves.
I can't. Oh my!
I proposed the idea of separate rooms. He could have a blackout room. He shut it down. He goes, "No, we're going to be together every night. We're not going to have separate rooms." He doesn't want any space away from me. What do you guys not understand about that? I am amazing. Just because you don't see it, it doesn't matter. I'm amazing. You can either accept it or don't accept it. It's not going to change the amazing that I am.
The bedroom game, man.
Oh, besides that, that's just a little added bonus. That's it. Because everything else about me.
Oh my God, sexy. by far.
You must go. Man.
Anyway.
You would happen to have that in your sound file. You just would.
I swear, I would make sure. This is just an affirmation for me to make sure that you keep your own place. You keep it on standby. So when you start
he
to
let
go
his
down
lease
this
up. He let his
road,
lease go in his house because he wanted
you
to
be
be
like, you know
100%.
what? I got to do some laundry.
And I can't blame him because, it's me.
Back like a week later.
Yeah. What happened?
I don't know.
With you? What happened?
I really, you know what, Logic, we should do a show on that. Dudes whose girls are just Char.
No. I want to talk to the classic, the real champion of men, the dude that just left the house and kept going. I want to talk to that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Logic, he was actually going back to the office. He runs a successful business. And he spent the whole day screwing me, just so you know. He played hooky and didn't go to work today. He spent the entire day screwing me and making money. And then he decided, baby, I'm actually going to go to the office for the last couple of hours of the day. You have a great show.
Right now.
Yeah,
there you go.
I want to know what led that dude to that move. Like, I'm going for the pack of cigarettes at 2.
No, it's called he runs a business. He had to go work for the last few hours because, like I said, he spent the whole day screwing me.
Yet again.
No, he
Who
didn't screw me. He made love to me the whole day.
Pay attention when I'm talking to you, boy.
So he didn't run off to get cigarettes. My men have never walked out.
You don't.
I am not talking about your man. I don't
You just
care.
said I would like to meet the guy that went to that got. You just said.
No. Wait. Finish that statement. I said what? What did I say?
You just said. Just like the man that couldn't wait to go get away or get a pack of cigarettes to get away from her or something like that. And I was like, no, he didn't. Actually, he went to work.
That's not what he said at all. So you're hold on. Okay, everybody stop right there.
Yes, he did. He said it.
No, everybody stop. No, I want to mark this down. So Char, you're arguing and just blah, 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 about something you didn't understand or didn't hear correctly.
No,
I
heard
right?
it very clearly. I heard he's just denying it. That's all.
It's not. That is not what he said.
Yes, it is.
I'm denying it.
No, it's not. Oh, my God. I need to get a soundboard where I could immediately play back clips. That
would be
not
great.
What he said. He said he wishes he could talk to the champion of men, the ones, not saying the one, not saying your guy. He was speaking in general, the ones who just keep going. That's what he said. You somehow made it completely about you.
It was. Left the house with a pack of cigarettes.
Oh, my God.
Logic heard me say that my man left.
About her?
Logic heard me say earlier the show that my man left, and you said, "Oh, really?"
What?
So he just left conveniently when you
heard
started
of such a
talking
thing?
about this. That's why
a woman making something about
that's
her?
why he bounced off of that. That's why he said it.
I need to know. We're supposed to be talking about emotional cheating, but I need to know from y'all. Without Char, you just be quiet for a little while. I really need to talk to the guy.
I already gave my comment. I'm fine. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm sure they got the gist of it.
Okay. Go sip something. Give me a second. Let me talk to the guys here. All right. BJ and Logic, please explain to me and our listeners who are right now messaging in and listening to us. First question. Has any of y'all had a girl like that where she didn't know or understand what you said, but she was hell-bent on just arguing with you about miscommunication? Just answer yes or no. Have you ever had a girl like that?
No,
I've been in a relationship with somebody like that before. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Logic. Now I need to know, how do you deal with somebody like that? How do you not just lose your mind and just bash their face into a wall or something?
Well, there is no not losing your mind. You do lose your mind because you end up arguing about a figment of their imagination, and you try to get through to them that this thing never happened. This thing that you're insulted by is just in your mind because I said something completely different, or I did something that had nothing to do with what you thought that I was doing it for. I actually did it for this. But then that's when you run into cognitive dissonance, where they don't want to hear the new information, which would then change how they perceive something. So they just, well, no,
so
you're just lying.
Instead of just saying, instead of saying, oh, I apologize, I misunderstood, they'll just say you're lying. That's not what you said.
Well, yeah, because they have a problem with being wrong, and they have an idea of, I'm going to win this. If you listen to Char, she always says, you're not going to win this one, because it's a winning thing. It's not about an exchange of information to have a conversation to better understand each other. It's about winning. I don't know what we're winning or losing.
Well, who wants to lose, Logic?
Yeah. What?
Who wants to lose?
But like Logic said, I don't know who wants to win or who wants to lose.
Losing
it's a relationship.
what?
Who wants to lose?
Yeah, what are you losing?
Losing
anything.
What? What's the prize that I'm losing?
Are you getting a trophy at the end of this argument?
Hopefully.
What's the trophy?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, so not only are you supposed to now swallow that you're the liar, you're also supposed to tell her what the trophy is. Dude,
yeah,
I could not be a man. I could not be a man. Hats off to you men out there, because I couldn't do it. I would be in jail for beating my wife.
But see, this is the thing. This is the thing.
No, I don't have to win. I don't have to win all the time. I'm just messing with him. But I did say that in that one instance because I knew I wasn't wrong, because the listeners even backed me up on that, and that's why
but listen,
that's why I said I win.
That's
the only reason I said I win.
That does
I don't always
exist.
win. I don't care.
And what some girls need to understand is the reason that dudes will tolerate that is one of two reasons. One, they're hoping that one day they would be able to get through to you, that they're not your enemy, and you need not constantly have the gloves on ready to go to war for something that you thought was a slight. Or number two, they've been raised by an extremely domineering woman, and they just have an instinct of kowtowing to, okay, whatever you want, honey, whatever you, I'm sorry. Like, they'll apologize for something that they didn't do, which I absolutely never will do, and it has led to a lot of.
That's crazy. I know it does.
Of people.
Yeah.
Like, now that I'm a little older, I don't even have the conversation. I look at you like you're crazy. Like, wait a minute, you thought I said what? And he said this, and that's what you really think I said? Yeah, okay, listen. Lose my number, and we don't need to talk anymore. So it's been great, and I gotta go.
Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. In my case, never gonna happen.
Never.
So you don't think a guy would leave you?
Never. No.
No,
too many amazing attributes and qualities. Too many amazing attributes and qualities for him to focus on something so trivial. So, and I don't mean just him. I mean anybody who's ever been with me.
Char, okay, this is geared towards you, Char. I see how you feel it's trivial because you're seeing it from your point of view. And I know I'm asking the guys if they've had any girls like this, but I had my ex-husband's just like this, and he would drive me insane. And when I say insane, I mean I've put holes in the walls with my fist insane. I couldn't do it. You think it's trivial because you're looking at it from your point of view. You're not understanding how you're driving the other person batshit crazy.
But don't you
and
have
all you're doing is
anyway,
looking at them
so
like, what's your point?
Be...
All you have to say is I'm right because I'm amazing, and you would never leave me because I'm totally amazing. So my question to you is, if I'm not sure if you act like that towards your dude, I'm prone to believe it because you do it on air. But if you do act like that towards your dude, what is so amazing about you that could just wipe out that what is just so amazing about you?
Well, Kai, we only have an hour and a half show, and it would take probably the rest of the year
my God.
to get through it all. So let's just wrap it up and just know that there's just too many positive qualities to list. And like I said, that one tiny little hiccup.
Well, let's
it's just not even important.
3 positive qualities that'll wipe that out.
No. See, where you're going is you're starting to wade into the quicksand now. That's where you're going wrong. That's a common thing that dudes
pull her
do
out,
wrong.
please, quickly.
They're young and inexperienced. They end up actually going into crazy town with this girl, and then they get lost, and they wonder why that they're now acting crazy themselves. You can't go into Crazy Town. Crazy Town is a bad place, so you got to get off the train. So you're trying to ask her to describe why Crazy Town is a good place to go, and it's not a good place to go. It's all a lie.
Well, I just want to peek into her head.
No. Listen, Crazy Town looks nice from a distance. It sounds like it's a great party. It's good smells coming from there. Is that beef or is that chicken? I don't know, but I want to find out.
Okay, well, Kai, let me ask Kai a question. Kai, do you consider yourself impatient in most cases, and you won't tolerate very much at all, and maybe even quick to anger? Do you consider that does that safely describe part of your personality?
Yeah.
Quick to anger, will probably not tolerate very much at all, and you're just annoyed very easily. So why anything could piss you off to hell? Like, what does it matter?
No, not anything.
Like in a relationship, I mean, in a relationship.
Hold on. No, not anything.
She got off the train, and now she's trying to get you on a bus to Crazy Town.
No, we're talking to someone who got angry because a man offered her his jacket in the cold. We're talking about someone who was pissed off to the highest point of passivity because he opened her door. Do you guys realize who you're talking to? I'm not the only crazy one in this panel. I'm not the only crazy one in this panel, Logic and BJ. And listen, I'm not the only crazy one. Come on. Really?
Listen.
It's like the pot calling the kettle black.
My fair share of crazy vampires.
Absolutely not the pot
what she's trying to do now.
You already explained some of your crazy. It's not that much different than my crazy.
She's trying to needle something that was a shortcoming of yours before.
A shortcoming, that's a major issue. To be angry because someone offered their jacket to you, or because they opened the door to the restaurant, or they got out their car and walked around to the other side, and God forbid there's a puddle, they step over it and open the door, and now you're late getting into the restaurant. Are you serious?
But you have to not listen because it's like the mermaid that's trying to.
But that's so hard.
You got to ignore it. You have to ignore it.
She's given inaccurate information. It's hard.
Oh no, that wasn't inaccurate. No, trust me. I was right there with last week's show. I heard everything. I didn't miss a beat. All right, so one crazy to the other. One crazy to the other is the pot calling the kettle black. It's no different.
Lord have mercy.
I'm telling you what I know. Now, she said something very important with the Crazy Town vampires. They think that they have all of these qualities and everything's going to be great, but what they don't realize is that they're trumping themselves up. So these young guys who feel the need to try to make it work, they want to make it work, regardless, they're falling for this facade that, it may get better or this is just what it is and I have to make this happen regardless. And you can walk away to find somebody who is not a resident of Crazy Town.
Logic, I'm not even with a young guy anymore. He's compatibly my age.
Oh,
I told you guys he's 3 years younger, but he's not young as in 31. So that has nothing to do with it. This is a mature age guy.
Listen,
you are
Char.
once again talking about me. That is the conversation at hand. Don't try to backpedal out of this one, Logic. Don't do it. It's not going to work. Don't backpedal out. You were speaking of me, and that is why you said the young part, because you guys are used to me being with younger guys. Like I said, he doesn't have anywhere. He's not looking to go anywhere. He hasn't been happier. Anyone who's ever with my
man,
are you talking about? The one that you guys think has probably lost his mind. The one that you guys think has lost his mind because he's with me.
Got back on the train.
He's not even on the train. He doesn't need to be on there.
We're talking about your man again? Nobody was talking about your man.
You're talking about me and my relationships of how my man deals with a crazy person.
Was it?
That's exact. Yes, you were, Logic. And if any other woman got upset with you before, it's because you're sarcastic. If your woman has got upset with you before and gone off on a tangent, I wouldn't be surprised it's because you use things in a facetious manner. Your examples are facetious. That's exactly what you do. That's just the way that you do.
I'm not being facetious. I'm being very direct.
Logic, you naturally are facetious when you open your mouth and say something. You are. And that's why people snap back at you, because you're facetious, and that just makes people like, ugh. That's why you get the reaction you do. That's why you get it. Really, Kai?
Thank you. So now that I have your attention, we have a caller on the line who wants to chime in.
No. Poor caller.
So,
oh boy.
Caller ending in 6696. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Hello, everyone.
Pack a lunch.
Hi. Please don't get on the train with us. We're still trying to get off.
The crazy train.
No, we're about to get off. Don't push us back on, okay?
Okay. Listen, Char, this is for you. I think the problem is that what logic is basically trying to tell you in so many words is like when Kai is asking you questions or anybody on the panel asks you questions, you kind of like basically go around them. You never answer the question. You go around the question. And I'm going to go back to last week when she was asking you as far as like have you cheated with the opposite sex. And you said yes. You said that you and your friend was painting toes and she just went, to your girly parts. But I think the question they were trying to ask you was, like, how did this just happen? And you kind of beat around the bush like, well, it just happened. No, stuff like that don't happen. Like, me and my homegirl hang all the time. We get our nails in, but we never went. I think it's the point where you don't answer the question. You give a vague answer. And, like, stuff like that just don't happen. And he was basically asking you, like, did you have any feelings for this girl before that happened? Did you have any, bisexual or gay tendencies before this happened? But you never answered the question. Then when Kai just asked you about what makes you amazing, you just went all the way around that question. It's the thing that sometimes you really don't listen. And then you try to avoid the question, and you hearing stuff that's not there.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Well, Carla, let me just kind of give you just one answer. I'm not going to answer everything because I know we only have so much time for the show, and we do appreciate your feedback. So you're around late 30s, mid to late 30s, am I right?
That's correct.
Okay. I'm usually a good judge of character. So with that said, my excuse was I was in my very early 20s, and people do things when they're much younger because they haven't lived and learned. They make bad choices or stupid mistakes, and as they get older, they realize, okay, that wasn't such a good idea. I did mention to all of you that particular girl lived with us, with my husband and I at the time, as well as her boyfriend. Okay, so that tells you what our friendship was. We never had anything else going on. She just happened to live with us, and to be honest, I did blame it on the liquor. I'm being very honest. At the time, we were drinking, and it was just a bad judgment. When you're drinking, you just really don't have your best senses about you. You just make decisions that you should not, and you do things you should not, and that's literally what happened. There wasn't anything deeper, nothing less, and nothing more. It was just something that happened. A lot of people have experience like that in college. I did it in the comfort of my own home, unexpectedly, yes, with someone who was fun. I was attracted to her but never looked at her like, oh, my God, let me just do you. And that was my very, very, very first lesbian encounter, and I didn't have any plans to ever do it again in my life, and I did it once more with someone that I've known for 30 years, and I was much older then, and it's never happened again since then. So that's just something that happened. So it's not that I didn't answer the question. There wasn't anything else to say. Women paint each other's toes all the time. Just because you and your friends don't do each other and you paint each other's toes, that's normal. But it's not unusual to paint each other's toes. I mean, that's just not. Someone say that last week was silly.
I'm not saying that you painting the toes was unusual. You're saying you're trying to blame it on the alcohol. Listen, I've been to college. I lived that college life. I went to a college where all they did was drink. I drunk, but I never was to a point where I was drinking and, I let some girl go down on my girly part. It's like you can't really use alcohol as an excuse, and you just said you did that twice. So that leads me to believe that you have some kind of feelings inside you that make you go there because no woman, listen, I understand what you're saying when you're talking about every female or every woman, experience that or want to experience that. That is not true. You had to have some kind of emotions that made you go there. I don't care how much alcohol. Listen, I've been drunk, and I ain't never done anything like that. When you drink, people use drinking as an excuse to do what they already wanted to do in the first place.
That's what
just my opinion. And for you to do it the second time, that let me know that you was feeling something. It's just not something that you
Well,
hop
the second time I did want to do it because it was someone that I knew for a really long time, like I said, 30 years, and I was very comfortable with, and I knew that she knew everything about me. And when it started leading to that, I didn't feel like I didn't know what was happening. I was very conscious. When it happened the first time, I was totally green, totally brand new, like what the heck is happening here? But I didn't stop it because it didn't feel uncomfortable for me. Did it feel unnatural? No, it didn't even feel unnatural. What was unnatural was that my husband at the time seemed to be egging it on. He was kind of like, woo, woo, details. And then the girl's husband had an opposite reaction of, literally beating her to a pulp. So it's interesting to see how different people react to that type of thing. For me, it was one way. For her, it was another way. But I'm just saying, that was it. There was nothing else for me to actually explain about that encounter. And even what Logic said, it was just like, okay, I know what Logic, I've known him radio-ish, know him for almost 4 years now. I know when Logic is feeding into something and when he's leading to something and when he's being facetious with his comments and when he's really talking about me or someone else specifically, and that's why I get offended. That's the only reason.
It wasn't really no reason for you to get offended because I understood what Logic was saying because let's just put it like this. There could have been a listener out there, a young listener that you just said you was young. She could have been a young listener out there that was going through the same thing. She could have been having these feelings. And if you would have just answered that question straight up instead of just saying, oh, we were just painting toes and it just happened, that could have helped that young lady out. Stuff like that just does not happen. That was my point because I was waiting for you to kind of explain what was going on, and you just brush it off like it's something that just happens. And to me, my opinion, I just feel like stuff like that just don't happen unless you was feeling some type of way in the first place.
I would like to tell you that something tragic happened in my childhood, like I was molested, and maybe I had some sexual oppression that led to it, but that's not true. I like sex. I was probably horny and probably didn't realize what my feelings were leading to. And then we did it. It actually felt good. She was pretty good at what the heck she did. And I, felt womanly and beautiful and feminine and young and all that. And it just worked at the time for me. I didn't have any issue with it. Did I ever plan on doing it again? Absolutely not.
That's actually more of an answer than we got last week.
Thank you. That's all he was asking you. Logic, that's what Logic, the answer that he wanted. Last week, you didn't give that answer. You just brushed it off like, oh, we were just painting toes, and she felt.
And that's basically the caller's point is that you never. First of all, you don't listen to get the entire
It wouldn't have happened if I
information.
wasn't drinking. I am blaming it on alcohol
there
too.
She
it
goes.
wouldn't
That's
have
what I
happened.
was just saying.
Opened it up.
You don't listen to get the entire information, and or you misunderstand the information and just pop off from that, and or if you do understand it, you just don't answer it. So
okay, I get what you're saying.
Point.
But the listener, what I was trying to say her about Logic, I was talking about when you guys think I'm misunderstanding information. No, I'm not misunderstanding. I wasn't talking about the toes. Let's move on from that lesbian moment. I was talking about tonight when he was saying something about, if you have a man, he goes to get some cigarettes, he leaves or whatever. When he said something like that, and he said something else. I knew that he was. No, yes, he was. He was being facetious because we were talking about me. We were talking about me. We were talking about me, and he was letting me know about myself, and he was telling me about myself, and it was the same breath, and that's when he said it. He does that. That's just what he does. We all have something that we do. That's something that he does, and it irritates the heck out of me because when he does it, of course I'm going to lash back because I know exactly what he really means. I don't get offended for absolutely no reason.
He wasn't even talking to you. He was just saying if there's any man there that goes through what you do to call in.
No. Sure he was talking about me. I told him my man left early. That's why he brought it up and said if he goes to the store to get some cigarettes, that's why he said it. He said it 2 or 3 times. There's 2 or 3 scenarios. I know exactly what he was saying. I know that some of you don't get it, but that's okay. It doesn't change it.
Can we get to the caller?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Well, thank you, caller. Do you want to get off this crazy train? And if you're getting off,
I'm going to hop off this crazy train. I'm going to hop off. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate you.
Thanks for calling in.
She got on a crazy train.
You know what?
They're brave enough to call in. It's no conduct. See if they can hang with us. Go for it.
This gives me an idea for another show. We should have people write in their craziest arguments that they ever had in a relationship so we could just discuss it. You know what I mean? Because this just reminds me of some of the arguments
Not a bad idea.
Where it's just, what are you talking about? How does this
I know,
what
right?
you said? Okay, I'm going to go.
I'm writing that down because I'm going to put that question out there. Do you only want it to be with their significant other? Or
I mean, I don't want arguments off the streets, but yeah, the person that you were dating or with in some way or married to, whatever the case may be, I don't care how long you were together,
Dumb
but
argument.
just some crazy argument where you were like, this is the twilight zone. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right.
Okay, I'm gonna actually put that out there tomorrow. So any listeners who want to answer that, go ahead. I'm actually going to put that in our relationship group, and I'm going to put that on our Facebook page. So we'll see if we get any answers. And for the relationship group, just search Relationship Health Questions and Answers, and you'll find our relationship group. And also, you can post your questions on there if you want, or you could inbox us and ask us to post your questions if you don't want anybody to know it's you. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put that question out there. So,
Wow.
Yeah. I hope the train has stopped now. This was just.
Let me tell you the one I thought about in particular. A friend of mine, my friend that I've been cool with for years, his mother was having like a barbecue, so he asked me to come through. So I was like, all right, yeah, no problem. I had a girl at the time. I told her about it, and what day it was. So she was like, "Oh no, I'm working. I'm not gonna get off until 9 o'clock." I said, "Oh, okay. Well, then I'll just bring you back a plate, right?" So I went to the barbecue, had a great time. She gets off of work and she is angry at me. So I'm like, what's wrong with you? Well, I told you I had to work, and you went to that thing.
You went anyway.
I'm confused.
You're supposed to stay home and sulk or feel sorry for yourself because she can't go with you?
Listen, you shut your mouth. So I said,
whatever.
I was like, what are you talking about? I said, went to what thing? I didn't, in my mind, I didn't believe for 1 second that she was talking about the barbecue. She said, you went to the barbecue and you knew I wanted to go? I thought you did, but she said you had to work. And I said, that's why I said I'll bring back I'll bring you back a plate. Yeah, but, I know that you even if I didn't have to work, you wouldn't have spent time with me anyway.
Wow.
What? What are you talking about?
Whole another argument.
And she was just like, well, yeah, because, every time that I have time, you don't have time.
How is this going from A to M?
I said, are you talking about? I said, are you talking about days that you have off that I'm working? Is that what you're talking about? Well, even when you're not working. I said, what day have I not worked and you had the day off and we didn't do something? What are you talking about? It's just you try to act like you were ready to give me. And I just hung up on her because it was the dumbest conversation. Cause it's like, what are you talking about? You had to work. I went to a barbecue. I got you a plate, which I'm now going to give to my brother or something because now you don't deserve.
For your dog.
We only have two minutes left, and I have a question. Was she just trying to grasp at anything to stay mad at?
Well,
is that what it was?
For me to know that, I would have had to take a train to Crazy Town, and I don't get on that train. I hang up and I leave. No, you got to wake up pretty early in the morning.
I don't understand how it went from. You basically went when I wanted to go. I had to work, but okay. But if you were off, you wouldn't. If I was off, you wouldn't have spent time with me anyway. To trying to find times when you both were off. That just turned into a whole different conversation.
Yeah, listen.
She didn't even think you were a plate. She didn't think you were a plate. Wow.
If I would have tried to explain to her the reason I told you about the barbecue is because I wanted you to go, thinking that you might have that day off. That would have, again, required me getting back on the train and having the conversation. I don't get on the train. I just get off like, okay, all right, well, that's what it is.
Well, you have season tickets on the train, so you would have been able to make the trip.
Oh, no. No, people keep inviting me to that. I just don't go. It's a party. I'm telling you, it's a party. It's great, man. I heard that.
This ain't any kind of party I want to be part of.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, next week we'll get to the topic, hopefully, that we didn't get to finish talking about today, which is there such a thing as emotional cheating? Hopefully, our listeners, please, when you get to the station, don't purchase the ticket for Char's train, okay? Get on my train.
Please don't get on her train. You'll be yelled at for offering your coat because, it's cold outside.
No, you're listening to Char. No. Just get on my train.
Go back, listeners. Last week's show. Crazy. Woohoo, cuckoo.
I'm also going to put a question out there about the quiz. I'm also going to put a question out there about the craziest argument you've ever had with your significant other, be it past or present. And we'll meet back here next Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on No Conduct Radio. Don't forget, on the 19th, on October 19th, we're going to be on Spreaker.com, so look for No Conduct Radio there. Thanks for joining us. Peace out, everyone.
Have a great week, everyone. Thanks for the feedback out from Las Vegas. Be safe. Have a great week. Take care.
Wow,
bye.
Everything.
Woohoo! Get some help, Kai. We love you.
I need to get help? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a good one.